What is power? We are not talking about the corrupted power, where the power of money, the power of position corrupt you. Yeah, we are talking about the power of peace. The peace and the power that you have right now cannot be found anywhere. You cannot find it anywhere in the world, anywhere in the time actually. And you see that we try to fill the power of ourselves with something like a desires, and desires are just uh, a good business for the mind to be busy with life, from small to big desires. The power of being just what you are. I don't know. See, why do you need desires and dreams to come true to feel great? I mean, who is stopping you to feel great right now? When you want to feel great and better with the help of the illusion, it doesn't last. It continues always. I say that, yeah, something has to happen for me to be happy. Nothing really happens. Even if things happen, that doesn't last for longer. The happiness you get from nothing is actual happiness. So, the betterment of life, confidence of you, and the power of you, and the peace, and everything from A to Z, all the positive words that you may use are here in the moment. Nothing great can be born from next moment. It can only be born from this moment actually. So anytime that you are in the future, anytime you are thinking, anytime you are solving, anytime you are lost, you are just in the business with the mind. And mind is a very good businessman, a greatest businessman of all time, because it doesn't have a reality. It exists in the illusion really. When you understand the parents of the mind, the parents of the mind is intelligence. Mind is a tool to be used, but the parents of the mind is intelligence. The parent, actually. Intelligence of what you are, just being, the natural one. However, the concept make the prison for you. See, the concepts of life, the beliefs and identifications, they are important for each other, for ourselves, for people, for every one of us, because without identification we cannot really exist. But the problem is nobody really thought that this identification can turn into hell really, and it has turned into hell already. The nature of life of a human being is no more there, and as you are born it is there, but When you grow up about like 10 or 11, you lose that naturality of it. And this is how the nature is of the mind. Now again, whatever that we say, like this intellect of yourself, this so-called intellect or the mind that you say, it's just the accumulations of all the ideas. So, and that's not what life is really or existence is really. It's just we live in a duality world where everything is identified. And so we don't feel great anymore, we don't feel peaceful or better anymore. And you cannot feel that because uh, the illusion cannot take you there. It's so effortless, it's so much easy that you cannot achieve it, you cannot see it. Mind is very used to achieve complicated things, you see that, to give values to the society things, whatever the society has created, and fight the system or just value the system of society. So you try the best to find the power and the confidence of life, or just joy from illusion, and illusion cannot give you any type of confidence, any type of life or betterment or peace or happiness at all. Happiness is when it is not born out of the intellect or the mind. That happiness is just natural. It's what it is actually. The power of you only exists in the moment of now. I mean, in this moment, every type of power that you want is there already. I'm using this a very dramatic word for the joy, for peace, like power, because in this modern world, it's a very appropriate for the ego. And now I'm having this. It's called a fun time fruits raisins. I mean, we are having a fun time fruits raisins, natural sun dried. I know it's not really natural sun dried. It's very hard to believe. Yes, I mean it's okay. It's just that I cannot see that anything is natural anymore. And there are not so many things, even the milk, everything, they are so produced chemically. The more you stay with the naturality of life, with life naturality of it, the more healthy mind and body you can have. I mean, of course, mind is unrelated to the nature, what you eat and all that, but it's more the understanding. But for the body is being having natural things, like it's just that when you eat something unnatural that your body is not used to, it react to it and it starts to have problem with your body. I mean, I'm not a professional person to talk about it, but it's just that so many times the pain is coming from the pleasure to eat something very tasty. Yes, you get, or something very sweety, spicy. And it becomes the problem for the body. For the mind it's okay, but for the body, you see that it's not the tongue of yours that need the food taste, it's the mind that created the pleasure inside of you. So every time you want something tasty, And it's not bad to eat tasty, that's okay, but I'm just talking. It's the mind that is repeating the pleasure pattern, that it is very tasty, so let's repeat it. So it repeats it until it's boring. And I was having this conversation with the other guy that I'm trying to find something inside and fight it. I mean, you're finding and fighting, that cannot be done. So you purposefully ask this question because you know that I'm going to reject the person who is trying to ask the question. And you have to keep rejecting everything, all the answers, until you find that the answer that you are looking for is not actually there. It's all the questions that are bringing the problems. So it's just that every questions are born out of answers that you have. And that is the reality of truth, is that our emptiness is filled with uh, uh, thoughts, with every knowledge of whatever you may say, like myself, my identity, my future, and my present. Yes, of course, I can only say my because I was told my, and it was filled with it. So now I'm trying to chase everything with the illusion of me, and it cannot be achieved at all. It cannot be achieved. So very easy is to just see the illusion that the person who is inside you is unreal. But the problem is that when you really take it for seriously, you will get in problem. So take it as a very, very funny thing, like the person inside you is unreal. If you take it for as a funny thing, then you may come to the point where the understanding is there. Otherwise, seriousness can never bring you any type of understanding. Seriousness is the most dirty word, to be serious about things. And thank God that people cannot doubt death actually. And for the mind, the person dies because as a concept death exists, like the person can die one day. So as a concept it exists, and we know that we can die as conceptually through our intellect or our mind, but there is no experiencer there when the person dies. So I don't know how people have come to the conclusion that the person can really die. I mean, of course, the person can die because you stop breathing, you stop functioning at all. But it's just that the person who we have just identified it. This is exactly how the mind works. You see, this is exactly how the mind works. So we have no choice but to live in this duality world. But being aware is what is your power is. The power only exists is to being aware. Means how unreal is everything, how fake and illusion is everything, including the person inside of you. So even that person who understood that I'm fake, even that person cannot claim the realism or the fakeness. Like it's so much uh, in its deeper in its own illusion that you, something really is there, but you cannot really tell what is really there. You see that? the more we stay away from the ideas of the mind for life, so mind having ideas for the life, the more we stay away from it, the more better you may find yourself in. I mean, the more better state you may be in, because it's the mind that is touching the naturality of life. It's like I see this water, and whenever I'm thirsty, when I feel I want to drink water, I drink it. But then people have really made it a concept idea that you are supposed to drink so much water in a day to be healthy and all that. It's just the mind, it wants to save itself. So the mind trying very best to survive, to be healthy, to not age, always in rejection of the truth. But the thing is, acceptance cannot come with illusion. So there is nothing to accept or reject, really, because acceptance bring you the burden and uh, the pressure of accepting the truth. The rejection is what is in the claiming that I am rejecting everything. So the both is hard work. Neither you have to accept nor reject. It's just what it is. There is no one there to say or talk about things. It's the fake person inside you talking all the time. And who is there to say it is fake? It's the truth itself, the intelligence of yourself right now. It's just that not everybody can come to this conclusion. If you are made to come to this conclusion, you will come to this conclusion. This conclusion is not conclusion of the mind. This conclusion is the truth itself. And this conclusion can be proven. It is proven already that how everything was and how it is all a mechanical patterns that was used, yes, as we are using it already always, by looking at children, by looking at animals. And animals and children are the greatest examples of all time. Anytime I want to point out something or anything, I look at animals or I look at children, because they are the purest. Purest means they are so innocent, and how we kill their innocence, how people kill their innocence by uh, unconscious process of the humanity. It is how it is. This body doesn't have much problems or any problem at all. The mind that has all the problem, actually, if you look at it, it's the mind that wants to be an intellectual being or wants to fix something or wants to have this or that. And it's not wrong. If you say it's wrong, then you are again going to be stuck. It's not wrong, it's not right, or it's right. So how can anyone understand something or anything at all with its own thing that it has created it? So realization and the experience is much more important than the knowledge or the logic or the meaning or the concepts, because they are just nothing, really nothing. Computer cannot just reset its system by its own. It needs someone. Yes, humans are needed for the computers to reset it. So when we choose, we reset the computer, we make it completely new. Yeah. So computer cannot reset its own self, its own itself. I mean, the computer, the machine. I mean, so I was saying that The power of yourself only exists here in this moment. In this moment, the power of you exists really. So it's the habit of the mind or the nature of the mind to think of the future all the time. In reality, if you see that without going from here, the future cannot come itself. So we go from here, the future comes. So how it comes, that never comes in the first place. It's just a name for the tomorrow or for something that is coming or going to come. So this is exactly how most people spend the rest of their life in illusion. And we don't have to try the best to be in the present moment. It's just that when we have little realization of the fact that this moment is what really I can be. So the mind is just gone now. The burden of the pressure of the stress and everything is just gone. Because stress, anxiety, everything comes from where? From unconscious mind. When the presence is there, there is no tiredness, there is no exhaustion. So how much time we waste by hating something, you see? Like it takes greatest amount of energy to hate something, but we don't understand that. When you hate the other person, it's just a wastage of your own time and energy. Is that right? So it's like being selfish but selfless. It says that forgive yourself for and people, not because for people but for yourself. So and when we try to be here, we cannot be really here because we are trying to be here with the help of the concept. The concepts or the ideas or the knowledge cannot help you to be here because they are trying, you are trying, and the trying cannot help. What if you are here already? What's the need to be here? Like, you don't make the business with the mind. You let the mind to do its own work, but you belong to here always. Where the body is, that's it. It's just that when something really happens with you, tragedy, let's say, I mean, of course, nothing should happen, but it's just that uh, when things happen, like a very, something really happened, you feel so aware and everything that you were giving importance to, you don't no longer give importance to. Is that right? So it's just that all the time we are unconscious, and when something really happens, we get so conscious that, see, everything is complicated because of the instrument we have really. So the thing is, how we are able to look at something, it's very important. How we look at anything at all in the first place. Because the looking is everything, how we look at it. When we look for from knowing, it means we are in the reaction mode. So when we are reacting to the illusion of ourself and to the programming from the through the programming, through the lens of the programming or the conditioning, then we are going to hurt ourselves very much in the process of whatever we do, whatever we want, or in all that. And desires are just entertainment for the mind really, and the drama, that's it. So it's just that uh, we don't understand that it's the illusion of the mind and the mind itself that creates all the problem and the complications in life. When you get the center point of the existence of yourself, that what you are really, then you think, but you are not going to think in a way that can destroy you, or you have been thinking in that way that you are destroyed. And understand that thinking is not important really. Anything you think, anything you are thinking always is not important. Whenever you are in the need to think, you think automatically. It's not that you are thinking. The problem is when we claim that we are the one who is thinking, and we claim the thinking, that creates more problem. Thinking is going on, everything is so automatic. When you are unconscious, it creates the problem. And what does unconscious means? Unconscious means that when it's just that things happen, like we are just unnatural with everything. It's just that the programming is functioning always in within us. If you are hurt, if you are uh, somehow disturbed by someone, by something, and you act, you start living from that disturbance, from that uh, trauma, or from that problem, really. So it's just like you're living from the identity that is hurt, that is disturbed. And when you exist from here, and from here means that everything is always new. New means like you don't know anything. It's just that when you know, you create the problem. It's like you think like you have been living from past couple of years, like maybe from 10, 20 years, and you think you know so much, and it's just you know nothing but just the garbage of society. It's just the garbage of it. And that is what keeping you in the burden, or in a burnout state of life, where you feel that existence is so quite exhausting to me and all that. The pure joy, or being, just being, or just uh, being free, yes, it comes when you let go the nonsense of it. The nonsense of what? The future, the past, everything at once has whole content. When the mind, when the content of the mind is seen as whole, not from one aspect to our other aspect. It's like when the center is seen from all the corners. So now you are looking at the center from one corner or to another corner. So perspectives, everything is changing always. And you think or claim to be that changes, and you are not that. The changes are not you. The mind changing, thoughts changing, you are you. It's not really you. The burden to be everything, to be everybody, to be somebody is what keeping you in the problem really. And that is not how we are supposed to function. When we have the power to function freely, confidently, powerfully, peacefully, what's stopping us? I don't know what's stopping us. It's when the illusion is given importance. The illusion is running always, like a recording. It's bringing you doubts, bringing you confusions and everything. But this moment doesn't have confusion. At this point, if you look at it, I don't know what's here. So it's just that everything you know, you don't know that. It's just the mind knows it. It's what you claim to know. So when this knowing is taken so seriously, then the fake person is there. And the presence of you is destroyed there by the illusion. The illusion of time, the illusion of reality, the illusion of your own identity. So there is no presence left. The presence was always there. The presence was labeled, was named, was conquered, or was disturbed. by the structure of society. I always say this because it was needed to program you to function sanely in the so-called society or the world. And you have to wake up to experience the presence again. So to wake up from the illusion, there is no way to wake up really. There is no way, because every way is the way of the mind. So it happens so fast in the speed of light, like more than the speed of light, in a split of seconds, like this. The illusion is seen in a split of seconds, but how it can be seen, I don't really know. But it's just that it's just there if you are here, being open and just allowing things. The more you do that, the more you see it. It's here always. The intelligence of you is only here. You can only act intelligently only when you start living from here. Nobody can act very intelligently from next moment, as the future doesn't exist. So the intelligence is not the one who is solving the problems. The intelligence is the one who is not creating the problems. Is that we create problems and then we try to solve them and then we think we are intelligent. No, why do you create problems in the first place? Or why you are in the business of with problems with desires? You see that? Physical problems are, it's just that uh, they are natural. When you try to look at things from an unnatural perspective or from the mind, everything is dirty, everything is just spoiled, just smelling, everything is just uh, rubbish, to be honest. That things are really about nothing, everything is just natural. Problems, they come and go, life is happening. When you touch the basic of it, you create the problem. Means when we don't think much, we live from here. Now it may seem a very quite illogical to the logic. If you're a logical person, it seems illogical to the logic, but it is what it is. Logic is a very good name for the mind to feel powerful, always. I'm not touching the nature of life, the nature of how everything is, yes. Like the fears inside you, the fear that is from the snake. We get scared, yes. I mean, when you see a lion, your nervous system already knows how to act, how to react. So we are not touching that. It's just that understanding has to come naturally to you, that what things are really. Right now we are trying to fill the silence with the sounds, with noises, with our voice, yes, just because we have this commitment that we want to say something. So I'm committed that I want to say something, so I'm saying all the time something always, yes, in this past minutes. But if we look at it, if we don't feel it, it's more peaceful there. But for the people to experience the state, we have to feel it. It's okay to feel it. Sometimes you have to fill yourself to be empty, really. So right now you see that. Is there anything to think about other than thinking? I don't know what is there. You see that? It just like what is, that's the one thing. That's the question is what gonna put you there. And that's exactly where you experience the greatness of yourself, the greatness of life. The rest is just a drama. I will keep repeating that. The rest is just the businesses of the mind. The businesses to get married, the businesses to have children, the businesses to have this and that. And of course it has mind is a tool to live and survive, but it has become more than the tool itself. It has become you, and that is not what you are. But it's just that you cannot see it because it's with its own self. So can you do that? Can you see it? The only reason you are able to listen to me or you are listening to me is with the help of the tool of the mind that you have. Yes, the mind that you have. And we are talking about the thing, the tool, but how can you really understand that without really uh, being open? Yes, without really being aware or observing or watching. Enough for today. Thank you for watching. As we don't have anything much, so let's not try to fill it. Enjoy the silence, enjoy the beauty of life and the peace of it. And this is the power, this is intelligence. Just don't take it as a spiritual or something really unusual, unnatural thing. It's a very natural thing to be here because that's where life is. The rest is just nothing but businesses of the mind.